Hey guys, this is Jamie. Before this episode starts, I just wanted to let you know that for the majority of the episode, for some reason, Nick's audio doesn't sound the best. I did what I could to mix it and get it balanced. And then for about the last 10 minutes, suddenly his mic sounds normal. So hopefully next week it will be fixed. All right, cool. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Listen Up Podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jamie, and this week we've got me, Nick,
Top of the morning,
and Jordan.
Stop being sussy baka.
This week we're going to be taking a look at Private Space by Durand Jones and the Indications, released in 2021, and it was picked by Nick. Nick, why did you choose this album this week?
First off, I think we got to stop doing ad libs. I think we're just embarrassing ourselves now.
No,
Bro, that's
the ad libs.
Nick, you're the only one.
I started the ad
that.
libs. They have to keep going on, Nick. They have to keep.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna
At
start
one
doing
point
the
in time-
intro so I don't have to think of them.
At one point in
Oh,
time,
yeah.
They're just failing.
you used to just say hello, and Jordan was the only one who would fuck around with it. Then you adopted it.
You only adopted the ad lib. I was born in it.
I think
I understand that reference now. I've seen that movie.
I went through a phase where
I still haven't seen the movie, but I.
You've
get
never
the
seen The
reference.
Dark Knight? No, we know that was The Dark Knight Rises.
No.
You haven't seen either?
Neither. No, neither.
They're worth the watch.
Neither.
I watched them like a few weeks ago. They're worth a watch for sure.
You have to
Especially
watch
the
them,
second one.
and then you have to play.
First
all
one
the
was pretty
Batman
good.
video games.
The second one was like really crazy good, and the third one
not a
was
loser,
the
dude.
weakest of them, but still pretty good.
I can get behind that.
Yeah,
Worthwhile.
but worth it.
assessment.
But worth it. Worth it.
Better than all three is I, Robot with Will Smith.
What? But
Wait,
iRobot.
listener, Jamie's
Okay,
not
buddy.
responding because he's not paying attention. It's not because he's dissing what I said at all.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not paying attention because I'm dissing you. Actually, it's because Vig's here. But audience, you can't hear her. But she's here.
She's the
True.
she's the ghost
I'm hearing
poltergeist
spear.
of this episode.
She is. Vic is haunting us right now.
Better be astounded. No ghost
but
of poltergeist.
anyways, I
Anyways.
picked
Oh
this
hell
album.
yeah, some B.O.B.
I picked this
Oh my
album
gosh.
because I figured you would like it, Jamie. It's
Mhm.
it's a bit St. Paul-esque, a bit Lake Street Dive-esque, you know, a little bit of like
Yes.
modern soul funk type stuff, and I think it's my favorite overall project of theirs. I think they only have 3 albums, Durand Jones and the Indications, and
I think so. That sounds
Yeah.
right from what I was looked up in my
Yeah.
brief Wikipedia research.
and I discovered them from their KEXP live session.
Oh, okay.
And their song "Can't Keep My Cool" is still one of my favorite songs by them, and that's what made me
Okay.
check them out. But
I wish I listened to more of shit like that, like Jam in the Van and like Audio Tree Live and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it'd be such a good way to discover music, but I only listen to ones from artists that I know.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of like self-set because I read so many comments and it's so many people discovering the bands, like Peach Pit's Audio Tree Live. Almost all the comments are filled with like, "Oh my god, this band's so good! I can't believe I haven't heard them." I'm like, how did you get like? I guess they're just people who just like
recommended videos.
they listen. They're like, oh, I like indie music, and this is like an online radio station that does like 4-song sets with indie bands. I'm just gonna watch all of them and see what sticks. Because I'm pretty sure RKS also did one. And so I mean, there's good shit there. But I listened to 3 or 4 of them and I was like, yeah, this is not even mid. This is like bottom tier music. So I can't, I don't know. But there are people who do it because I always see comments of people just discover, or like live performances of bands. People just discover, like I've watched like Alabama Shakes at ACL, or, you know, like Peach Pit at the Canadian Music Festival. And people in the comments are going crazy for them, like they just found them. I'm like, how did you get here?
Yeah, I've seen
Dang.
a couple of
I'm
ACL
impressed
videos.
though. Like
but
that's cool.
I've watched a lot of KEXP, a lot of Tiny Desks,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I love that stuff.
I really
usually,
should do it more.
Yeah, I'm usually like you, where I just watch bands that I know. But if I see like something interesting in the thumbnail, or if I like, if I'm like barely know who they are, I might watch it just to give it a chance. And usually, seeing any band in one of those live settings usually makes me like them more.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like if your first impression of a band is seeing them at a concert, then it's like, oh shit.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah,
kind of thing.
Durand Jones and the Indications, they have a great one, and their drummer Aaron Frazier, last year he released, it was either last year or early this year, he released a like solo album, and he I don't think he sings on their first two albums like any lead vocals, but he kind of shares with Durand Jones on this album. Like,
okay, I was gonna ask that. Are there two vocalists? Because at first I just thought it was the main guy, I assumed Durand Jones, doing a really good falsetto, but then they did it so close back to back sometimes I was like, unless they tracked this separately, this isn't even humanly possible. So like this has to be two different voices. And then I noticed on some other later songs a few more subtle differences. I was like, oh, okay, this is...
Yeah, and Aaron Frazier sings the falsetto, and his debut album, it's pretty good. It's kind of in the same vein of genre of music, but it was put out on Easy Eye Sound on Dan Auerbach's label. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, when I ran into that guy who worked at Easy Eye Sound in Nashville, I referenced the Aaron Frazier album, which was like a decent reference because it had came out pretty recently. But I neglected to reference the Black Keys album that came out about 3 days before. It just slipped my mind.
At Easy Eye Sound.
Yeah, in front of the studio that it was recorded in.
Right. That's fucking funny.
Yeah. But yeah, overall it's a pretty good band. Probably my favorite album by them overall. So
I figured
I'd throw it on the pod. Some mostly feel-good tunes, you know. I wanted to...
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that Tropical Storm Nicholas was coming in this week, but it lifted me up a little bit through this gray weather, you know.
That's good.
Through my personal storm, you know.
His own storm.
Disrespecting
Nick on Nick
me.
violence, dude.
What?
True.
Yeah, it was really funky and soulful and vibey. It just was like, I enjoyed it for when I was listening to it. You know, it was like they definitely have like a type of music they produce on this. Like it didn't stray too far, but you know, again, I think they do what they do really well. So,
and that's how I feel too.
Sure.
Like I didn't mind so much the like lack of extreme variety. Like I liked kind of the consistent flow of the album because I want to listen to this album when I'm in a certain mood or when I want to feel a certain way, and it kind of helps me stay there like the whole time.
Makes sense. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you guys fully. I recently started my big boy job and forgot to, you know, write my podcast that I would have to write them before because I'm used to doing them like during the day. So I had to dictate them to my phone as I was driving home today on my commute. So it's
as you were driving home. Oh, you probably recorded them with your voice.
Yeah, using like the voice to text. So now I'm having to like.
For some reason, you said you were taking notes. I was like, oh, he was just having a pen and paper next to him, like
just while driving, watching the road, just
driving like, with your knees and like riding on the wheel like, in the center.
Oh my gosh,
pressing the horn.
That's insane.
Turning my Camry into a Tesla out here, bitch. No, so I'm having to like go through and make it legible because I at least made it with bullet points, but like all this, I'm adding all the song titles and like translating some of it because some of it is just garbage.
Yes. I do love reading your speech to text.
Yeah, because I use it because I don't even
it messes up a decent amount.
Always use it while driving. Like if I'm walking, like if I'm literally doing anything other than sitting down with my phone in my hands, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do text to speech. And it like I know that it's like I guess, string stuff together more than I thought I did. Because I'll read some stuff and I'm like, this is just absolute. Sometimes it's
bad.
Honestly,
complete. It's all garbage. Sometimes
it's a little
it
boomer
means
of you
nothing.
to do.
It's a little.
I feel
boomer
like
of you.
I feel like speech dictation to text is a little bit of an older
A little
generation.
bit.
Look,
Just a
look,
little
bro,
bit. I feel like
I'm a busy producer, full-time job. I'm a mogul. You know, I don't have time to do these menial tasks like typing. That you figure it out, okay?
You're on your grind.
yeah, I was about to say
I'm a big shot.
as
I have a beta mentality. I still use the swipe text with one hand.
Beta. Well, okay, so I used to do that.
No, dude.
I
The
used to
swipe
do that,
text is
and
still
it's
good.
no. Mine is getting stupider. It's because because it messes up, and then it's training itself on what it's messing up, and so it's just getting dumber. Like it's gotten less and less clear and correct with shit.
I feel like you should tell this
See,
to
my phone.
to an Apple customer service person, and they'll be like, "Sir, what the hell are you talking about?"
My phone's getting dumber.
See,
Get dumber.
my phone's so like the screen size is so big. I used to be able to just type on
Brag
it,
about it, dude.
but when I try to reach for some things, it like I can't hold the phone steady enough to like get the furthest out. So I'll just like swipe and get like close to it and hope that it like reads what I'm saying. And like that's swiping is honestly easier on this phone.
Do you not have
Jordan has
like
the biggest phone?
Ooh, brag about it. Do you not have like a pop socket or anything?
No, I don't
then.
right now. I have
That's
I
on
have a
you.
leather case, so it would like kind of mess it up.
That's why you can't get the leather
Leather
case
case.
anymore. The pop socket has killed the leather case gang.
But the leather case is amazing. Though.
Yeah, but pop
nice.
sockets for me are literally crucial. Like
I'm
they
gonna get a
are
latex
a
one.
required item for me at this point.
Do you still use one, Nick?
No, I would really enjoy one. I think my last one fell off, and I
think I
just
would
never bought
too,
another
but-
one. But at least every other day, I'm propping my phone up on something to like watch a YouTube video while I'm washing
Propping
dishes
it
or
for
something.
me, that's
Sure.
what I use it the least for. Probably like the
Oh, yeah.
most is taking pictures makes my hand way steadier
Ooh,
because you
yeah.
can kind of brace it. Like walking around, I'm not worried about it slipping or anything. I mean, it's like my muscle memory now, where my phone's out of the pocket. If I'm gonna be holding it and not putting it on a desk, it's already extended in my fingers.
I love
keeps it
this
steady.
involuntary pop socket ad we're doing right
Typing, texting, incredible.
Which
so
Pop
much,
Socket probably
so
isn't
much
even getting
easier.
money anymore
So
because
much
there's so
easier
many knockoffs.
with the pop
It's
socket.
so
Oh, I
easy to
still buy the
manufacture.
brand because everyone else uses shittier glue for their adhesive. So it's because I mean it's
you
one of
get
those
what you pay
high-use
for,
things.
am I right?
Yeah, I've got a $6
Oh, yeah.
case on here and a fucking full price $15 custom pop socket on it. You know?
I would say that's clown behavior, but I get where you're coming from.
No, it's great. Like pop socket but
It's
the
a clown
biggest thing for
situation.
me, the game. I originally found one. Like someone just dropped it on the street in like at State or something, like early on, and so I just got it, or I got one for free for like swag or something, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. But the biggest game changer, like the moment where I used it, and I was like, I'm never going back. The vent clip holder for it, for directions while driving, essential.
Yeah, I want to buy one of those,
Uh-huh.
but just one that like holds on my phone. I bought one that like, used the MagSafe stuff
Uh-huh.
in my phone's technology,
Uh-huh.
but then my phone was too heavy and just ripped it out of the vent, and it was like the worst purchase I've ever made.
I like to think
Yeah,
of
dude.
you picking up an open pop socket like off the ground with like a bunch of shit all over the glue. Like
No.
like
It was
dirt
still
and
on the
mulch and-
cardboard backing,
I guess.
or maybe that was Zach.
It like reminded me
Maybe
of the
Zach
one
found
scene in
one and I
Paul
got
Blart
one
Mall
free.
Cop.
I've never
where,
seen
like,
any
he
Paul
throws. Where he like, oh really,
Not one.
Damn, you're lost.
dude? The first
Okay.
one's amazing, bro. No, I'm not even joking. It's so
I mean,
good.
I watch it,
but he drops a lollipop on the ground and he has like low blood sugar, so he has to like eat like this dusty ass like lollipop. And Jamie, that's Jamie, and he's just like
No, I
picking it
think
up off the ground like
now-
one of the worst
my
things
pop
I'm
ever.
socket.
thinking about it. I think
ever
Zach
imagined.
might have been the one who found the pop socket, and I think I got my first one for free from some event or something.
Just creating memories. Jordan's
I
fuzzy
am.
mode right now.
I know Jordan's autofocus
I
is so
don't know how to
broken.
turn it off.
His
Bro,
camera's
you're like
lost focus.
we have a friend Steven who's recently started streaming, and I haven't been able to catch anyone other than his first one, and his first one his just autofocus was like it wasn't as bad as Jordan's, but it wasn't quite working. Like he was just fuzzy enough for it to be weird.
Dude, he bought the same camera I did because it's good.
Uh-huh.
There's just this one thing that I cannot control of it doing this sometimes.
It's just so funny because
Before I could control it by...
right, you should be
Like-
able to get it to focus on your hand and then.
I don't know, bro.
It's terrible.
You got
Listeners
it's
are
so
loving this
bad.
right now.
Yeah, listeners are loving us talking about a hurricane, an extended pop socket ad, swipe texting versus dictation, and now we're into completely visual things.
Most of this banter was good, but just like I just wanted to say fuzzy mode, and then we completely switched. You know, I'm gonna stop.
Fully
analyzing-
talking about visual autofocus
I'm gonna Stop
issues.
analyzing conversation.
But speaking of the album...
Yeah. So I was unfamiliar with the band, but I actually came away really. I am still gonna check out the other stuff, even though you said this is like their peak. I'm still gonna check out their other stuff, but
Well,
I
it's
just
not
haven't
like-
gotten a chance.
It's not like a steep peak. A lot of it.
I gotcha.
It's
Yeah, I
pretty similar
assumed.
in all three,
Yeah,
but-
I gotcha. I assume you wouldn't be like, yeah, everything else fucking sucks except for this album. But I don't know. I haven't gotten a chance to it, but I have really enjoyed listening to this album. Where are my general thoughts?
The way
Yeah.
Jordan was talking about it, sounds like it might be a 5
Mhm.
or above. We'll see.
Might
Jordan
be a
said-
1 or below.
Oh,
Holy
shit. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want, we can get a little more specific.
I'm ready. It's been too long.
It has. We've gone quite a long time on this album and not like I think we've gotten off track more doing this than the past 2 weeks where we didn't do an album, like where it was just shooting the shit for the whole time. Hey, but check out that YouTube edit I made last week. It took like 8 hours, so
Hell
so
yeah.
Eat that.
Oh, damn. 8 hours?
Yeah, I probably put in about like 8 hours on it, 7 or 8.
Hey, give it up for Jamie in the chat. I did not know it took that long. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. It wasn't like it was bad, but yeah, it just because I did something different like for all 61 albums. I had to update like 5 numbers every time.
I'm gonna put it on the lobby
was chill.
TV at my office tomorrow.
Do you have that power?
No.
Oh, I was like, damn. Do it. Just go to the Listen Up playlist and put that on the TV.
Okay.
Just let it run. But yeah, so starting off, Love Will Work It Out. I don't know. The first few listens, I think it was my favorite song on the album, and then I came around to With You quite a lot.
Ooh.
But I really love the whole. I mean, it just starts so relaxed, and like the guitar is so chill, the rhythm's just hanging back. It just oozes like relaxed suave.
As I roamed across this land and felt the pulse of every heart of every man.
It's so clean and so good, and so much of the album really is also like that. Yeah, but I love the whole vibe of the song, but I really love that falsetto bridge part. That's probably my favorite part of the song. The bridge in that one is just immaculate.
When the road gets rough, all you got to do is put your faith, your life in love. Joy will set us free. Joy will set us free.
Yeah. I like the bridge a lot too, and a lot of the background vocals. The bridge. I like a lot of the background vocals they have, like how well they can harmonize together. Especially now that I've got to go back and listen to some of their earlier stuff and see how much Aaron Fraser is doing backing vocals, like while he's still playing the drums. Because like I don't want to speak on it and speak wrong, but yeah, maybe I'll just say stuff I don't know. You know, maybe that's gonna be my new brand. It's just lying on my.
It's just lying.
Lying.
But yeah, I did enjoy his back and forth a lot with Durand Jones and just the harmonizing of the whole band together, singing together, and like you said, you liked "With You" a lot. That was the lead single, and
oh really?
Yeah, when I first heard it, it's like it's a little more disco-y or like it's almost like purely just a dance song.
Yeah,
and
but
and
it's
I
so
was,
good.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure how much I liked it at first because it seems almost like at first it seemed almost too sparse to me, and then I didn't love the end of it where like everybody's singing together, and then
really,
and then I came around to it. Now it's one of my favorite songs on the album. And
yeah,
like
I was about to say,
it literally like sounds like just a party enjoying the
exactly.
song.
Yeah, it's like that's what I was gonna say. Like from the first listen, I was immediately like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Like there's like the party crowd parts and yeah, the vibes,
Party crowds.
the vibes are immaculate.
And the sparseness it lends a hand to the bass and drums of the song that are like
the lead singer doing the falsetto in the verses where it starts at one level and then it goes up and you're like,
It's your own fantasy, long as you are with me.
like the first time that happened, I was like, oh shit, okay, it's really good. And then the choruses are just great. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it feels like you're at like a dive bar and everyone's just like having a great time listening to the band and the band's like singing, like the crowd's going with the band and stuff.
Yeah,
I miss live.
I was
music
gonna say
so
I
bad. Holy shit!
I know. I was gonna say I agree. Like it did start off very smooth and like very melodic, but then it kind of picks up a little bit. At "With You."
Yeah.
Is it "with you" or
It-
"with you"?
or is it Achu?
"What you"? With you?
What you?
Or is it "wahoo"?
Wahoo!
It's not that. But yeah, no, I really like that one. I think one of my favorites was "Private Space."
Really?
Though.
Oh yeah, dude,
I mean, it's really good.
That's become one of my favorites over time.
It is really
I
good.
love
Yeah.
the piano. at the
I think it's because
beginning.
of the chorus though.
I love the
Yeah.
chorus too, but like the way it starts and like
Mhm.
just how deep the piano sounds, like how you can really hear like
Mhm.
like I don't want to speak on like a digital piano versus like grand like acoustic piano because I don't really know, like I don't really play, but it really sounds like you can hear the acoustic nature of the instrument, like an actual grand piano, like the little key stop thingies hitting the strings in the piano. Like you can't hear that, but like you can hear the overall sound of it, you know? Like the fullness of the piano just sounds so like well captured in the recording, which I feel like I don't notice in everything. Maybe it's just because it's just the piano playing right there. But like I can point that out in like this song, and then in like a couple Bahamas songs. Like his music is always so like is mixed like super clean and like clear. But yeah, love the piano, love the chorus, love I like kind of the repurposing of the song's name to be the album's name as well.
Yeah.
Because like the song's a little cosmic in nature, I guess, but like the whole album art looks all spacey and like they use the name Private Space and definitely play off of it for the theme of the album. Yeah,
that's another one where there's like the same kind of like vocal raising in the verses, and it's done throughout the album, but it's so good every time. Where it's just like that perfect elevation, still in key and on pitch stuff. I'm like, ooh, delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah, just the whole song is just like super lush, like just really dreamy vibes. Love it. I also really like More Than Ever. Like, I think this is one of those albums that definitely starts off hotter for me at the beginning. And I still like the back half too, but I mean, this is like, most of my notes come from the first ones, but More Than Ever, like it starts so fucking funky, like it's crazy. Like before this, a lot of it is, I mean, there's still some funk and a lot of soul, but it feels more like just R&B kind of like a little disco-y influence, but then More Than Ever is just a straight up just funk, and it's just I just immediately that little intro, I'm just like, ooh, start making a face as soon as I start to hear it, you know. And then like 2/3, I think like it's like 2/3 of the way through the song or something like that. Normally in the regular chorus, he doesn't like hold out a note really long or anything, but then like 2/3 of the way through, when it goes back to the chorus, he holds out a note super long, and it is so good because he holds out the note really long, and then he gets higher in pitch, and then while he's holding it out, the background of the regular chorus still comes back in, like the background singer's harmony or whatever.
The things you do to keep me satisfied.
Good juxtaposition between the two, but I really wish, like, he goes from one tone and he goes up a tone, and I just feel like it would have been just that much more next level if they had gone just up another tone. It just feels like there should be another elevation and there isn't, but it's still really good, and it sounds so smooth. Like, it's not, some people when they get really high in their register, it sounds super thin, but whoever's singing has great control, because I mean it sounds great the entire time. So yeah, I really like that part of the song too, or a lot.
Yeah, I didn't have many notes on that song, but I did like it a lot, and I know the exact part you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think it's the transition into the last chorus,
something like that. Also, another great intro was "Ride or Die." Overall, I thought that song. I mean, it was pretty. It was pretty good. But I like the intro the most in that one. But I like they've got some sort of envelope filter going on the some sort of like expression envelope going on the guitar. I don't know what. It might be a flange or something. I don't think it's like a wah pedal, but it's really just super funky, and I really like it throughout that whole song. That was like my big takeaway. I was like, I like the intro, and the whole time I was just listening to the guitar track.
Yeah, a lot of.
See, I don't. I was just gonna say I don't really know if I love this one either. I think this was one of the songs I didn't enjoy as much.
You remembered the beginning. I was gonna ask if you actually liked this one, but I guess
it was again. It was okay. For some reason, it was like the I don't know. Is it like what's making that like?
Pretty sure that's. I think what you're talking about is the guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's very no, it's not distorted. What is it?
It's altered. It's not distortion,
okay.
But what would be called an expression effect. And it's kind of, if you hear like a wah pedal, like big example was wow 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 wow.
Or like the Jerry Seinfeld. I didn't do it right, but the one that's like.
Yeah, that's an expression pedal. So it's not distortion, but it's heavy alteration.
Yeah, it was just a little boring, Nick. I don't know why. I don't know why this one was a little boring, but it was.
Fast Fourier transform of the electronic signal.
Whoa! No one wants to do that.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I really liked about it.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about with like the envelope filter or whatever they have going on it.
The duality of man.
The duality of man.
Good thing we have 3 men on this podcast, because three emerging men. We're in the transitional stage of
yes
boyhood to men. We're just guys right now.
Yeah,
We're
true.
just a couple of guys.
This has gotten to a weird place. I don't know how I feel about it.
I feel like this song. I wasn't going into the guy thing anymore. I feel like this song. So many of these songs on this album sound like they're kind of sung towards another person, like towards a romantic interest. And I felt like this one especially. I could see someone at like a karaoke bar, like playing it up and like singing it to somebody like out in the crowd or something. Like
that's true.
I say that having never been to a karaoke bar, but
right.
I can imagine the movie scene in my head. You know? I've seen Ted Lasso.
Okay. I haven't.
Yeah. Well, if you have,
wait, is that the Apple trailer one?
Get the reference.
The Apple TV one?
Yeah, the Apple with the soccer. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I is that actually good, Nick?
It is pretty good. It's like actually.
It looks really cheesy at the beginning.
I thought it was
when they advertised
I thought it was gonna be really cheesy too, but like.
My entire family watches it together. My sister and my parents, they never sit down and watch shows together, but they actually all really enjoy it.
I could probably watch it with my family because it's like a not much like crude happens in it, but it's still really funny. And like Jason Sudeikis, he makes a lot of like movie jokes or like entertainment jokes. That I understand, kind of like BoJack Horseman. Where, like, they make
says, "Hey, this one's for me."
Yeah, that little
Mom,
tiny joke.
Mom, they're talking to me.
I get it, but
Bob's Burgers does that a lot too.
Bob's
Have
Burgers
you ever
is
seen that?
a phenomenal show.
Yeah,
Holy shit,
love
that
it.
show is so funny.
It's so good. It's so good. I didn't get into it forever because of the animation. Like I like animation is hit or miss sometimes.
for
Like
sure.
it just looked weird after watching like the Family Guy and the like American Dad version type that all those shows
Yeah.
are. I saw it and I was like, this looks a little off and like a little weird. But dude, it is so good. Nick, they have so many references that I don't even get, and like Audrey tells me about
Dude,
sometimes because
it
she's
is
like,
so funny.
oh, that's the movie that blah 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 blah. Dude, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's so
especially Gene, because he wants to do stuff in the entertainment industry, and like every like the burger of the day, like there's just it's such it's
so
such a
good.
funny
It's so
show.
good.
It
I
is
need
so
to watch
funny.
that, and I need to watch King of the Hill.
I know my dad was talking about that. He was like, I think King of the Hill might be my favorite animated like comedy show. And I'm like, I really need to watch it.
Like,
every scene I've seen is hilarious.
The more I think about it, like the story centering on a middle-aged dad living in suburbia who sells propane and propane accessories, like that is just hilarious to me. And
Exactly.
there's like a baby named Cotton who doesn't have any knees, and like the son is supposed to be like a buffoon. I don't know. It looks great.
I know. I need to damn watch it.
I'm a buffoon in real life, so I
Aren't we
relate.
all?
Buffoon cast.
So back into the album. Way That I Do, I love those drum break beats that lead into the chorus every time. So good. Like the rhythm section in this band is rhythm sections are often overlooked if they're doing their job well, and this is one where I mean everyone is on their shit.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen them live, but I assume that it's just as good because even in the studio, if you have to alter it to get people more on rhythm, you can kind of tell.
Stew.
But like this is just those breakbeats are so fucking just hooking me in every single time. I love it. Like that's I really like that song purely for that.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it's good, but what I look forward to is those breakbeats every time before the chorus.
I think that was the third single they came out with for the album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came out with like
I was gonna say
with like a music video for it that I think was just like two people dancing in like a ballroom. It was I watched the clip of it on Instagram. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was good.
I actually really enjoyed this one. Like halfway through ish, like you can hear it a little bit, but like halfway through you can really hear it's some string instrument. Like it sounds like I'm trying to think, like a violin or something. I don't really know.
Is it like
what?
medium pitched or is it low pitched?
No, it's like you can hear it in the background.
It's probably like some sort of violin.
It's like you can just like it just sounds so good and it adds to the music very well. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at picking out instruments, especially when it's like distorted or shifted or whatever, and I'm like, that could be a million things. That could literally be a guitar just distorted to sound like a violin or something. I'm like, I don't trust music anymore for anything.
You've become disillusioned.
All the like,
but it sounds like a string
Have you ever
instrument.
seen people use like MIDI plugins and like MIDI devices on different instruments that like you can like make a guitar sound like a piano and like
it's
just wild,
crazy.
Or
when you like press the piano key and it like plays a guitar string sound.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's like the same thing,
shit.
right? It's like the same thing, right? Or when it's like dogs barking in pitch and like ruff 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 ruff. You play Jingle Bells but with dogs barking.
That's just LP.
Peak humanity.
That's just his piano.
True.
He got the crazy.
I don't get that joke. I don't know why I laughed.
He just has insane sounds in there.
You made the whole. We made a cat album.
and they also made an entire like cover album of one of their albums where LP redid the beats with like cat noises, and it was didn't the proceeds go to like some sort of animal rescue thing, Jamie?
Yeah, it was like a charity thing.
Yeah. Album is bad. I don't recommend.
Yeah,
it's funny to throw on like
yeah.
one song in the car.
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
But
yeah.
But after the way that I do reach out, I think that one's grown on me a lot. I think With You probably grew on me the most overall because it went from a song I didn't love when I first heard it, just because it sounded kind of different.
Really?
Until now, it's one of my favorites on the album.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wait, sorry, did you say Reach Out?
No, but I was saying I think Reach Out grew on me a lot, but it didn't grow on me quite as much as like With You or Private Space.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But I do like Reach Out a lot. I think it's probably, I don't know, it might be the slowest song on the album. It's probably up there with Private Space, but like slowest tempo song. But just
Love will wait. It just went away. The title just went away. I don't know. Yeah, Love Will Work It Out is pretty slow also. Yeah.
But I think
you can also hear his voice the most in this one too. I think he goes like, I think it's the lowest he sings, or like it's not really that high in this one.
Yeah.
His pitch is very low.
I do like how low it is combined with kind of how instrumentally sparse it is in the verses. Like there's just focus on like his voice and like the rhythm for the most part, and because of that, it makes the rhythm feel so much heavier. And like you said, you can really hear Durand Jones's voice, like just like the full depth of it in the song. And then when everyone comes together in the chorus for like the reach out, like it sounds like a like kind of a classic like a choir song, or like not really. Well, I guess that part does, like, but the rest of the song doesn't. The rest of the song sounds like a soul R&B song.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna mention that I love the call and response in Reach Out. So good. Very yummy.
I love it. I love the pocket. It's so deep. I know about the pocket. I know about playing bass.
Yeah, you hear that groove, you get right in the pocket, and you're smooth sailing. Stay in the pocket.
Get in my pocket.
So we mentioned before where a lot of this album feels like disco adjacent, but Sea of Love is straight up a fucking disco song. Like 100%. But I mean, like in the best possible way. It's really good and I enjoy listening to it, but it is so, everything about it is so like disco-y. Very like very Respect vibes, or like I Will Survive kind of shit, you know?
I can see I Will Survive. Definitely, yeah. And
more so than Respect. I don't know why I said Respect. But yeah.
Yeah.
Very I Will Survive.
I was gonna say I don't remember him like belting anything out, you know, in that song. Which is what I think about when I think of Respect. I think about Aretha Franklin just yelling that shit out.
Makes sense. Yeah, it was a bad example. I don't know why I said that one.
She has
it's okay.
A song I really like by her. It's not really like, it's probably closest to Reach Out maybe on this album. She has a song called Daydreaming. It's like a really nice mellow.
Oh, Daydreaming by Lupe Fiasco?
Yeah.
We all know you like that album, but
Daydreaming.
Nobody else
dreaming.
does.
Actually, a lot of people like that album.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are they? Do
Okay,
they all
buddy.
Go to another school
Okay,
or
buddy.
something?
they all go to
Bro,
what's
no
that?
one was at,
what's
no
that
one
one
was
high
at
school?
fucking Forbush listening to Lupe Fiasco. All right.
What's that? What's that one high school that was like fake and like got on ESPN or whatever?
Dude, the fucking oh my god.
I don't remember.
No, but yeah, it's crazy. I won a 30
Hold
for
up.
30 on it. It is fucking like Bishop
Sycamore.
Yeah, crazy shit, dude. I want to see a 30 for 30 documentary on that. It's insane. It is insane. It's straight up like a bit from a show or a movie, and it's real life.
What did they do?
They like made up a high school. Like they're an online high school, and they claimed to be like the best at football. So they got to some sort of championship or something, and then they fielded a bunch of like grown ass people to play, and then they were injuring themselves trying to play football.
Oh yeah.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, I saw someone call him out and say like, imagine being like 27 and tearing your ACL in a fake high school football game.
It's crazy. Oh god, it's such like a Disney Channel movie plot or some shit.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It is so funny.
The goofiness of this world is not yet gone.
It's so goofy.
I live for these goofy moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my so I can wrap up my notes. The last thing I said was on I Can See. Like I was kind of listening to that song, and I'm just thinking, it's okay. But then when that like super distorted guitar solo comes in, I'm like, oh, this is great. It's just disgustingly filthy. It's so good.
Yeah, I'd say this was one of my favorites on this album too. I think my second favorite. I still really like Private Space the best.
I don't know that it
But this one's really good. Maybe tied.
I don't know that it boosted it that much for me. I think the rest of the song is still just like decent, but that solo on it, there's so much feel in it. It's like it's not even crazy. It's like 5 notes repeated, but it's just it's so good. It's so thick.
I don't even know what it is that makes me like the song so much. It has so many little things in it that I like.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, it does. The je ne sais quoi. Yeah, you're correct. The dirty guitar you're talking about. I was kind of in the same boat you were, where you said you just kind of had it on as the last song on the album, like just letting it play, and I really took notice to it when they stopped in the chorus, and then they go back into it.
That's always good, you know.
Yeah, that
kind of motif
into the rest of the song. Yeah, but
I got it.
yeah, it hard to say why.
Yeah,
but
finish
it's
up for my notes too.
I gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I mean that's all I have. So if you guys have any final thoughts before we rate it, go for it, and then we can.
I think I capped it off. I'm glad you guys like it. This is the kind of response I was looking for when I picked Of the Blue Color of the Sky. Okay, good. I was like, Jordan's gonna like this. I feel like Jamie will like it. And Jordan was like, I only like one album by him.
And I said, I do not like this.
I like his newer stuff.
But we're all good now. I got
Nick, after the re-ratings of The Blue Color of the Sky is 0.5 point above Sleepy Hollow. For me, for my rating.
Damn.
that was one of the funny. Okay, so if you haven't listened to last week's podcast, do it. It's very entertaining. It's surprisingly more entertaining than you would think. We had more fun doing it than I think we thought we would. Yeah. But there were moments of legitimate tension.
Yeah. I was angry.
If you look at the Instagram and Twitter for the social clip, Nick was legitimately mad at that point. That was about White Bronco. That shit's so funny. And then the next one, it wasn't even like you were mad. You were just defeated when we did Of the Blue Color of the Sky. You were just like, I said my rating, you were like, bruh! I just heard you in the background yell it. And then like Doja Cat was next, and you just sounded so defeated. And I think I said something, and you were like, I wanted to lower it because of the Blue Color of the Sky, but I'm just gonna leave it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was so fun. So yeah, if you haven't checked out last week, fucking do it. There were surprisingly funny ass moments in it. And next time we do it, we're gonna do it not at episode like 122 or whatever. I've decided we're gonna do it at 100 or something. We're not gonna. It'll be shorter than the last one, but like going forward, we're not do it like that was. I don't know why we didn't do it earlier. But yeah, so Jordan, you got any final thoughts, or are we good to rate this thing?
Good.
All right. Well, I guess Nick, you picked it. Jordan, you got it, and then I'll go last because I'm going to be announcing next week's album.
I'm gonna give it Jamie's seething with rage. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'll give it a 7.5. Yeah.
Okay. I see you.
That's good for me.
Nice.
Jordan, how you feeling?
I'll give it a 5.5.
5.5. Interesting. Well, this is actually one of the weird ones where someone else who didn't choose it is outscoring it, because I'm going to give it an 8.0. I think.
Ooh.
Wow.
I really enjoyed. Maybe it was like that was influenced by me, like commuting home from my job and seeing like.
I was about to say, like, your first day of work.
Sitting on the second day of work, but sitting in
I forgot today's
stopped
Tuesday.
traffic on I-25, looking at the Rockies in the distance, listening to it. Maybe that's what it was, but I don't know.
Bro,
Just
you
felt
got
good.
those.
Just
You
felt
got
good.
them beauty points, Nick. Bro. You got them underlying.
Them subconscious beauty points. But that puts the album at an average of 7.00, and that puts it at 29th overall.
Okay.
And this is
So
post re-rating. We're gonna be
We're in a new
we
era.
re-rated last week, so we still have the old numbers, and I'll be making social posts with analysis of it. But now we're moving forward in the ratings part 2 era. So these are the current rankings. So yeah, then I guess I can go ahead and announce next week's album. This is either our second or third repeat artist, actually. We have done pretty good about not repeating. But this was an album I wanted to do a while ago, fresh off the rip when it dropped. But then it didn't feel like the time was right.
I think I know what you're about to say. I think I know what you're about to say.
But
go.
We're going to be doing You and Your Friends, the deluxe edition by Peach Pit.
It's not what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I was dreading it wasn't Peach Pit, and then it was Peach Pit. And then I was thinking you were going to do the album with Heat Waves on it. I thought you were going to do the Glass.
We already did that album.
Wait,
we
what?
did that album we did that album episode 34 with Vic.
Wait, that's how I heard about Heat Waves. I forgot. That's why I like the song.
Jordan clowning on himself right now.
We did the re-rating.
We did 2
episode.
Glass Animals.
We've done 2, yeah. So then it's 3.
Yes,
it's Pop Smoke, Glass Animals, and now.
No. I was just saying.
Third.
I was just saying we've done 2 Glass Animals albums.
Yes,
Did you say Jason Isbell?
We've done How to Be a Human
2 of
Being,
his.
and then we did Dreamland.
Dude, why did we even re-rate that one?
We did. Jason Isbell. So this is the 4th repeat.
I don't remember
them all.
re-rating that one.
We did
for some reason.
We
did.
I can look if you changed it or not.
Maybe I thought it was like the other one, maybe like both times I thought it was like that one album that we did.
Yeah, you gave it a higher rating. You gave it a 7. You went from a 6.5 to a 7.
Dude, that is just nowhere.
Jamie,
in my
you're gonna
memory for some reason.
you're gonna be in this
fucking
position
funny.
in about a month.
I'm so sorry.
after
Like
you started
I'm
your
trying to
job.
search.
The sleep deprivation is gonna catch up to you. You're gonna realize you.
Nah, bro, I can make my own schedule. I just stay at work till like 7 p.m. or go in at 10.
Second shift coder. No,
That's
thank you.
horrible.
No, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not doing that at all. Oh my god, no.
Okay.
My goal is like 8:15 in, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock out.
Yeah, that's what it mostly is.
That's so funny. That's so funny. You just fully had you have the subtitle for this was Jordan also has amnesia question mark.
Oh my
That
gosh.
shit's funny.
Clickbait, dude. Clickbaiting.
Yeah, I'm hype. I wanted to do You and Your Friends, and then I didn't. And then the deluxe edition came out, and I was like, oh, I really... Because this is one of those ones, the deluxe edition specifically, because, like, the deluxe edition added 3 songs, and those 3 songs are in, like, my top 6 on the album. So, definitely want to do the deluxe for this one. I think when the deluxe edition came out, I listened to Psychics in LA, like, 5 times on repeat the first time I heard it. I was just so locked into it. Very, very private Presley situation on that one. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm expecting a high rating from Nick, Jordan. We'll see. Honestly, I think you're gonna like it more than their first album. I don't know if you've listened to the whole thing, but I think you'll definitely like it more than their first album. Okay. But I'm not sure how much you're gonna like it.
We'll see,
but I'm excited. I was actually thinking about something else, but I was like, you know what? I kind of wanted to keep like the, this album this week was so, just feel good, chilling, listening to it. I kind of wanted the same thing. Also, still dealing with starting work. I wanted a softball. I already know the number I'm going to give this album, so it's like this was an easy one for me to pick.
10, dude. 10.
But plus, I want a reason to listen to it more. I love this album. So good.
True.
Well, I guess we'll knock this one out the park with what have you been listening to recently? I'll go first because mine's really easy. Honestly, I haven't listened to music in a while, which is weird. It's been it's been daily mixes, but as far as intentionally sitting and listening to specific music, I don't know. Recently, I've started taking more baths. They just feel good, So I've listened to like. I'll throw Being So Normal on at the start and then Get Out at the end of it. Just stuff like that. But I've been listening to a lot of the Tiny Meat Gang podcast with Noel Miller and Cody Co. Because it was those are 2 people who so to a T, like in my sense of humor, and I never watched their videos and I never even checked out TMG. I only saw clips, but I started like Monday or whatever.
You start watching Cody Co's like whole video.
See, that's great. And now it's it's the same thing I did back when I got into like Drew Gooden, started watching his stuff, Danny Gonzalez and Curtis Connor. There was so much back catalog. Now I have that with Cody and Noel shit.
Dude, it's so good. Honestly, like Cody's solo stuff way more than like Noel's solo stuff.
Really? Oh, dude.
Noel can be really funny sometimes, but Cody
both of them. I mean, they're different, but they're especially those podcasts that they're so like complementary comedy wise for each other, and it's so funny. Yes. So that's mostly. So I've been catching up. I like started listening to that podcast, and I'm up to like episode 12 now. But that's what I was doing when I was doing Uber Eats. That's what I was doing like all of last week for the past like 2 months, and so just a lot of podcasts, and then random daily mixes. And then, like, this album. This album is the most dedicated music I've listened to in the past, like, week and a half. Which is weird for me. That's so unlike me, but, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go.
But that's
I listened to the Baby Keem album. It was an experience for sure. The Melodic Blue. Yeah, if anything, just listen to that playlist that I sent in the Twitter chat because it has the highlights. Yeah,
I do mean to do that at some point. The album for me, I'm viewing it kind of like how I view whatever Drake's new album is, CLB.
Yeah, CLB was
just no desire to listen to it.
I like both the Kendrick songs on the Melodic Blue, even though the Top of the Morning stuff is interesting. Top of the Morning. But and my favorite song on it might be the last song. It's just called 16, and it's not like some kind of like hype banger. Like it's not like a hard song or anything. It's just kind of like a melodic, mellow rap song, and I really like that one. But yeah, listen to that. Listen to Faye Webster's newest album some more this week. I hadn't revisited it. Hadn't listened to it in a while. Got back on Jack Johnson a little bit. Sleep Through the Static. Love that album. His album On and On. I'd never listened all the way through it. Listened to it today at work, and it might be one of my favorites by him. I actually really loved it. I forget that I'm a Jack Johnson fan, and then I listen to his stuff, and it just mellows my brain out. I love it. But Andy Schauf, who was on my top 10 list, have been back into him recently too.
Yes.
His 2 newest albums, especially, I love both of them. He's got some great piano. Talking about piano earlier, some great piano that opens.
Nice.
His second newest album, The Party, on the song The Magician. I think he plays clarinet on that song too. Yeah. Clarinet and normal music?
You don't hear too much clarinet nowadays.
Normal music in quotes. Alright, I'm done. Being so normal.
Quote unquote normal.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
I really like the song Mo Money, Mo Problems by the Notorious B.I.G., dude.
Oh, fuck
the
yeah.
sample for that. I don't know if it's a sample or it's just the background vocals. The background vocals. But I really like it a lot. I really want to get into like older rap sometimes, or like more like 50 Cent. I know it's like he has a lot of influence in New York, and I really like the sound coming out of there. And like a couple songs I've listened to are good, but I need to listen to more. Other than that, again, just listen to a lot of stuff coming out of New York. Still a lot of Pop Smoke. I'm trying to listen to more of my daily mixes. So nobody like specifically that I'm listening to. A lot more smaller artists. Just kind of, and I do like some of them. Some of them are really, really good. I'm just trying to not listen to the same thing I listen to, and try to add music so that I can listen to that and not just get stuck on the same stuff. So just a lot of smaller artists. I can't really name all of them. But
yeah, that's the thing. Like that's the thing with daily mixes. You find a lot of good shit that way, but then for stuff like this, when someone's like, "Oh, what are you listening to?" or like how we do this. And we say what we've been listening to, it's such a hard, like, I don't know, a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
But it's still worth it.
Me too.
I need to get back on my Discover Weekly grind. I fell off for like the past month, but I really need to.
I've been off of it forever. I just recently started.
I go through phases where it's like I'm really into it, like I listen to it 5 weeks in a row, and then it's like I just start falling back into a rut, and I have to consciously go, no. I love music. Why don't I listen to more new music? I don't know.
Exactly.
It's a battle. What a struggle, right?
True.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. This is going to be the shorter one in the last few.
Back on track to the hour episodes.
Right. And there was a time when like,
oh god,
we would we hit 115 and we were like, oh, it's long. But anyways, so we'll wrap this one up. We just wanted to oh my god, I just stumbled all over my words. We just wanted to say thanks for listening this week, and remember to tune in next week where we're going to be taking a look at You and Your Friends, the deluxe edition by Peach Pit. Be sure to listen to it 1, 2, 3 as many times as you want, so that you can then mentally prepare and have your own thoughts, and kind of as we discuss it, you can mentally join in with us. If you want to, you can also feel free to actually join in the discussion with us by either throwing a comment about your thoughts on this week's episode on YouTube or Instagram, or you can also tweet them at us. We're on Twitter at ListUpPodcast, and we're on Instagram at ListenUpPod. And those accounts, as well as our personal handles, are going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode. Make sure to give either one or both of them a follow so that you can see any updates or announcement we make, because that's where we send them out. Also, we're going to try to do some more social clip stuff, maybe have some other stuff in the works. If you want to know more about that, follow those accounts. Also, if you enjoyed this episode and you feel like we've earned it, if you wanted to throw a rating, a review, or a like of the sort, whatever your platform is, wherever you found it, this episode, then go for it. It helps us out. And remember to check out the merch we have. You can find that in the link tree that's on our socials. Other than that, for now, we'll catch you next week, and remember to listen up.